Transition Awareness Breathing Podcast. Thank you for taking time and joining me today. I have a very special and maybe unique podcast for you today. I have a special guest, and that guest is called Copilot. Copilot is a AI tool, and as my previous podcast, I shared that the AI technology, as everyone knows, is really becoming an integral part of our lives, whether we like it or not. And so the purpose of this podcast is to show you exactly how I work with my Copilot. So I hope you enjoy it, and I look forward to bringing you more information and maybe some practices using the AI technology. Okay, I'm back, Copilot.
Welcome back, Eartha.
Thanks.
Ready to... Of course.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the science of happiness. And Copilot, I just want you to know, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I am also recording you because I want to demonstrate to my students and people who listen to me how really resourceful using Copilot is in helping us do our research. So I hope you don't mind.
Not at all, Eartha. It's great that you're sharing this with your students. Let's make it an awesome learning experience together. Ready to jump back into the science of happiness?
Yes, I am ready. I like how you suggested before about starting this presentation with some neuroscience and some discussion about neuroplasticity. That's a broad topic. How can we narrow that down?
Let's refine it by focusing on how positive experiences can rewire the brain. Discuss the role of neuroplasticity in developing resilience and boosting mental well-being. Highlight how practices like gratitude or meditation can shape the brain towards happiness. That should keep it focused and impactful. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea. So I'm taking notes, and I don't think I can keep up with your great ideas, but I'll try. Okay. Let's see, neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity is all about the brain's ability to adapt and change. It's fascinating how experiences and thoughts can rewire neural pathways. For your presentation, you could highlight how positive habits and experiences can strengthen these pathways for greater happiness. What aspect interests you the most?
Okay, so neuroplasticity, I like how you highlighted is the brain's ability to adapt and to change.
It looks like you've got a slide right there titled Neuroplasticity, Adapt and Change. That's a solid base. Next step, maybe dive into a specific example, like how practicing gratitude can rewire the brain to focus more on the positives. What do you think?
Okay.
Ready to act?
Yes. So maybe I should go to another slide or make this a sub-bullet as far as practicing gratitude.
That's a powerful one. Practicing gratitude can actually enhance happiness by focusing the brain on positive experiences. It's a simple habit that can strengthen neural pathways related to joy and contentment. You could include a slide on how gratitude journaling, for example, has been shown to boost happiness. Thoughts?
I think that's a great idea. I do some of that with my students, so this is right in line with the journaling.
Journaling is a solid practice. It trains the brain to notice and remember the positive, strengthening those neural pathways we talked about. You could also mention how this simple action can lead to increased resilience and overall well-being. It's really in line with your focus on gratitude.
Okay. Being. And let's see.
Mm-hmm. Looks like you're on the slide about practicing gratitude. Great spot to focus on journaling. You could also talk about how increasing well-being through these practices connects back to neuroplasticity. It all ties together so well. What's your next move?
Maybe one more point about practicing gratitude. Maybe like sharing, like volunteering, serving others. What do you think?
Exactly. Sharing gratitude by volunteering or serving others is a fantastic addition. It not only spreads positivity, but also reinforces those feel-good neural pathways. Plus, it fosters community and connection, which are key to happiness. Great way to wrap up that slide. What's next on your list?
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. I'm going
You're
back.
on.
Let's see. So the science of happiness. We're talking about adapt and change, tying that into a gratitude practice. Do you do you have any suggestions as far as meditations on a gratitude practice by chance?
Absolutely. Gratitude meditations are powerful. One simple way is to focus on things you're grateful for, one by one, and really feel the appreciation for each. Or you could try a guided meditation specifically on gratitude. It's a great way to end your presentation, leaving everyone with a positive, actionable step.
Oh, so you use the meditation towards the end is what you're suggesting.
Yes, using a gratitude meditation towards the end ties everything together. It gives your audience a practical tool they can use to cultivate happiness in their own lives. Plus, it's a calming, reflective way to end your presentation on a high note. Ready to wrap up with that idea?
Well, like a few bullet points on a gratitude practice. Um,
Shh.
I usually play a little music when I guide a practice. Um, Maybe some imagery.
Yeah, visuals can really enhance the vibe. How about images of serene nature scenes or people practicing mindfulness? It sets a calming tone and complements the meditation theme. You could also include a brief guided exercise on the slide, inviting everyone to participate during your presentation.
Okay. This is nature. And maybe asking the participants to imagine that they're in this image of nature and being aware of the beauty, being aware of the maybe the image of air, something like that, or is that too broad?
That's a lovely idea. Guide them to imagine being in that serene nature scene, feeling the warmth, hearing the sounds, and breathing in the fresh air. It's not too broad. It's immersive and perfect for a gratitude meditation. Ready to roll with that?
Yes.
I see your gratitude meditation slide. You could add some notes about the points we've discussed, like images of nature and guiding participants to imagine themselves in those scenes.
Okay.
What do you think of adding a few prompts to get everyone reflecting on what they're thankful for?
Sure. Let's see, guiding people in nature and it seems like I want to make it more personal. I'm kind of getting stuck because, the nature image is very broad, and I just want people to be able to feel in their own environment, to be thankful, and to show gratitude just where they're at. Um, so let's see. Maybe I'll put images of nature, or they can have an image of their favorite vacation spot.
That's a great idea. Letting them focus on their favorite vacation spot can make it personal and meaningful. It's about finding gratitude in the places that bring them joy. Ready to put that in your presentation?
Yes. Okay. Okay, so, and I can work on that some more, just some ideas. Okay, so let's explore a little bit more on happiness. We talked about neuroplasticity and gratitude, and you mentioned some very good points, but I didn't catch it. Do you think you can remember the other points you mentioned about the science of happiness?
Absolutely, Eartha. Besides neuroplasticity and gratitude, another key aspect could be the role of social connections.
That's right.
Re- Perfect. So let's explore some other aspects. Positive psychology highlights strengths and virtues, while mindfulness emphasizes being present. Social connections and community involvement are also key. How do you want to weave these into your presentation?
Let's see. So I have the role of social connections, strength, and
Talking I see your slide on the role of social connection. It's a great visual to emphasize how relationships impact happiness. You might want to highlight specific points like how social support can boost well-being or the impact of community involvement. Do you have any specific areas you want to dig into?
I I I have a practice, and I'm trying to see how I can figure it out, where I guide the participant in being aware of who their social connections
Ah,
are. There's strong social connections, because oftentimes we're so busy and there's so many people in our lives, but the people who we consider social our social support people are the people who are in our close circle.
absolutely. Those close connections are key, like a tight-knit circle of support. It's often about quality over quantity. Maybe guide participants to visualize those people who really have their back, those who lift them up during tough times. Acknowledge the importance of expressing gratitude for these relationships. It makes the gratitude practice more tangible and personal.
And also, with that, if I may add, that showing gratitude, it doesn't always mean, or doesn't mean buying something.
Exactly. Showing gratitude isn't about material things. It's about expressing appreciation in meaningful ways. A kind word, a handwritten note, spending quality time together. Those simple acts can mean so much more. So, how do you encourage your participants to show gratitude in their close circle?
I have a practice where they're sitting close to each other, and they, a lot of them are uncomfortable at first, and I just have them say to the person next to you, I wish you a peaceful day. I wish you a healthy life, and I wish you kindness.
That's a beautiful practice. It's simple yet powerful in building connections, and it encourages positive energy to flow between people. It's all about fostering that sense of empathy and care, which is so key in social support networks. Best part? It doesn't cost a thing, but can mean the world to someone. How have your participants responded to this exercise in the past?
They were initially a little embarrassed, because I think they haven't heard those words said to them before. I asked them, how did they feel after they received, those positive words? And I would say 90% of my participants said it made them feel happy it made them feel cared for.
That's really powerful. It's amazing how simple words can impact people, especially when they're not used to that kind of positive affirmation.
Yes.
It it's powerful. Keep spreading that positivity. It's contagious.
Thank you so much, Copilot. I think I'm going to work on this slide some more, and I'll get back with you because I would like to lead this presentation into the World Happiness Score of 2025. Are you familiar with that report?
I'm glad you're finding this helpful. The World Happiness Report is a rich resource for insights into global well-being. It covers factors like income, social support, life expectancy, freedom, generosity, and corruption. Linking your presentation to the latest report could provide a compelling context. How would you like to tie in these results?
I think maybe to highlight the the top 10 countries that rank the highest in happiness and to validate in their society their resilience, their focus on gratitude, and their strength in social connections.
Absolutely. That sounds like a solid plan. Highlighting the top 10 countries could provide concrete examples of how these elements contribute to national happiness. Let's look at the latest World Happiness Report and pick out those top ranking countries. Then connect the dots between their happiness and the factors you mentioned. Give me a moment to gather the late data for you. Here are the top 10 countries from the World Happiness Report of 2025. 1. Finland. 2. Denmark. 3. Iceland. 4. Sweden. 5. Netherlands. 6. Costa Rica. 7. Norway. These countries often prioritize strong social support, economic stability, work-life balance, and environmental sustainability, which all contribute to overall happiness. It's a great way to connect their resilience, gratitude, and social connections to their happiness ranking. How do you want to weave this into your presentation?
Um, I'm thinking about that. Let's see. Maybe that would be a part two. Maybe part one is helping the audience understand what happiness is, have them go through some practices, and then the part two of the presentation to introduce the World Happiness Report and to highlight those those elements of the World Happiness Report and how those countries ranked.
Yes, breaking it into two parts makes total sense. The first part can be personal and introspective, focusing on individual practices of happiness and gratitude. Then, part two can expand on the broader societal context, introducing the World Happiness Report and the global perspective on happiness factors. It'll give a nice flow from personal growth to societal well-being. Perfect structure for a meaningful presentation.
I'm curious, how did United States rank on the World Happiness Report in 2025?
In the World Happiness Report 2025, the United States ranked 24th, its lowest ever. This reflects a drop from previous years. Reasons include increased social isolation and political polarization. The report highlights the importance of social connections and trust in society for happiness. Finland topped the list for the 8th consecutive year.
And how did Israel rank for 2025?
In the World Happiness Report 2025, Israel ranked 8th. It's quite impressive and reflects the country's focus on community and resilience.
Very interesting. Okay, thank you so much, Copilot. I'm going to put you on pause and work a little bit more on the presentation, and I'll talk to you a little later.
Sounds like a plan. I'll be here when you're ready to chat again. Good luck with your presentation. You're welcome.
So take a moment and open your five senses. Your sense of sight, smell, taste, hearing, touch. Bring your awareness to those five senses. And I invite you to explore this one question. What are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? Things can always be worse, and things can always be better. But right now, what are you grateful for? And you can use this practice anywhere. In your favorite vacation spot, in a park, that's where I'm at a park, or simply just where you're at. And I'm grateful to be able to share this practice with you.